Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live episode of the Dream Team Tonic podcast. Fitting little intro there with the Aguero after City doing the treble last night. Lovely scenes, some I think overdue deserved celebrations for City. I think they've been probably the best team in Europe for a good 3-4 years, and they definitely deserve that first European trophy. So fair play to City. I'm Tony. I'm a Park City fan. And with me this week, as usual, is James, all the way from Venezuela.
Hola, Tony.
Hola.
Buenos dias. Or buenos noches for you.
Well, yeah, it is. It's knocking on a little bit for us now. Had a nice big chat beforehand as well. And Ben, are you there?
I'm here, mate. You all right?
All the way from sunny Middlesbrough.
Aye. Smoggy land.
Smoggy land. End of season. We got to the point where the points tally has stopped. It's done. The leagues are finished. It's been another good season, another enjoyable season. We're not going to go through our teams. We're just going to go through our final ranks and how we've done, how you felt the season's gone. Ben, you can go up first, mate.
Right. My podcast team, it finished 2.6k. Not a bad season, I suppose, but I could do a lot better than that, I reckon. My best team finished 188th, which was, to tell you the truth, all my teams had a really poor start to the season. Yeah. But luckily, with the wild card or the unlimited transfers in December, managed to get a full Newcastle block in for my best team. So I had 5 Newcastle at the back, and that got my team rolling because it was miles back, hundreds of thousands back. So I've got it up to 188. So I'm pretty happy with that. I wanted top 100, but like I say, I had a bad start. So, so that's not too bad. Not too bad.
And James, how did you fare, mate? I can see that.
I had a shock. I had a shocker. Poor start to the season. Then I was nailing it for a few months, and of course, the move to Venezuela distracted me somewhat. My pod team finished 3,967th, and my highest was 3,740, which is poor. I will up my game next year. Well, I'm here now. I'm in Isla de Margarita, so no distractions. Lots of pre-season planning to come. I'm gonna.
No distractions.
I'm not gonna put in Liverpool as many Liverpool blocks this year, and Spurs blocks. I'm going to mix it up a bit, so give myself a bit more of a chance. That was a massive mistake. I was so convinced those 2 defenses would be good. It was disastrous, really. I mean, the other players were all sort of the ones that everyone would pick, but getting on the right defense, if you get that wrong, you're absolutely screwed. And you've got 10 teams, so there's no reason not to mix it up a bit more. Certainly a lesson, and I can't. Looking back, I'm thinking, why I was so blinkered by possibly, being a Liverpool fan. You don't expect to see such a massive drop off as I saw, and of course, I was convinced. I've said this before. Antonio Conte, I thought, right, he's going to he's going to get it right this year. You know, he's Italian manager, he knows how to organise a defence. But the truth is, when you've got Eric Dyer and Sanchez to work with, you're screwed. Even a top manager like Conte can't polish that turd.
I think as well, James. We've said this before. I think that the Community Shield, when you beat Man City at the start of the season, that like changed everybody's opinion and thinking, Liverpool's going to do well this year. And instead of going City, they went Liverpool defence. Yeah. So you went all Trent, didn't you? You didn't go for Cancelo because
I had Trent in every side because he has been nailed for years and years. I mean, the end of the season, I think I might still put him in next year because of his new position. Because he did finish the season quite strongly. So I do think I'm not gonna go completely the other way. I think that would be a mistake, but going to certainly mix it up a bit more. And I'll have a few more City in there, but that's always a challenge, isn't it, to know who's going to start. But we'll see. Yeah, lots of pre-season planning to come.
It'd be a good shout, Trent. Obviously, you're going to be playing in the Europa League. I won't play the anthem because I don't want the pod to get banned again. But obviously, playing against...
Don't
You can't get banned for singing it. But I just think, obviously, Liverpool will be a big fish in that pond. Very talented side. And like I say, Trent's new position, I think he'll be, pretty much a shoo-in for next season. Yeah. Obviously, depending on his price. It'd be nice for his price to come down a little bit as well. But I think they'll take all that into consideration and still price him pretty high. But
I thought the conversation we had just before we started about what Tony was saying, no Spurs and Chelsea next season in Europe. And then we started talking about Harry Kane being like normally a shoo-in for your teams. It's going to be an interesting season. 8 teams in Europe. But what are you going to do with Harry Kane? I mean, normally he would be first name on the team sheet, wouldn't he? But, no Europe. It's going to mix it up a bit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We don't even know where he's going to be next year, so it's going to be interesting.
That's true. Yeah.
He might be in Madrid.
I know, yeah.
Honestly, though, if I were Harry Kane, I'd be that first flight to Madrid.
Would you?
Honestly, forget that Premier League record. I swear to God. Just go and get some trophies, mate, because he deserves them. He deserves them. He's been one of the best strikers in Europe for X amount of years now, and if he finished his career with no trophies, it'd be an absolute, just be a travesty. He's just you can't fathom that, can you?
In a way, it'd be a shame if he does leave Spurs, because we won't then have the pleasure of him trying to pronounce the new manager's name, which, to be honest, I'm even struggling with.
Is that Postecoglou? Yeah. Postecoglou? Yeah. What do you reckon about that appointment? Anyone can do it in Scottish League, can't they? I reckon I could manage Celtic to a treble.
Brendan Rodgers did. He nearly had the treble. He left like 2 months before the end of the third treble, and the Celtic fans hate him for it.
Yeah. Well, all I seen was Postecoglou, is he called, swanning around in a Rangers shirt.
You are?
I seen images of Postecoglou from his younger days wearing a Rangers shirt.
Oh, right.
Apparently all Celtic fans hate him now. Whether that were photoshopped, I don't know, but yeah, it didn't look good. Didn't look good on his part.
Have you seen that picture of Julian Alvarez versus Harry Kane?
No.
He was talking about trophies. Like, Alvarez has already got 8 trophies compared to Harry Kane. He's won the World Cup, the Copa America. He's won the Champions League, the South American Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and 2 other trophies I don't even recognise, probably from the Argentinian League. He's literally won everything he's played in.
I mean, it shows, doesn't it? And how old is Alvarez? 23?
He didn't
24?
even play last night either. He's 23.
It just shows that. I mean, you can't. We all slag players off for lack of loyalty and other things. But I mean, even if Kane had left probably 2 years ago, I don't think you could ever slag him off for lack of loyalty.
Mm.
I think he's give Spurs his all, and they just can't quite get to that trophy winning side. You've got to move on, ain't you? It's like a little bit like I don't know if you've seen the scenes of like Jack Grealish last night after winning Champions League with City, and as a boy and as a Brummie, he's obviously a boyhood Villa fan. He loves Villa to bits, but he knows his talent and his ability and all the hard work he's put in. He wants to go to the very top. And unfortunately for him, he couldn't do that with Villa. And unfortunately for Villa, they couldn't offer him that. He's got to move on. And he made the right decision. He's gone to City. And now he's won the biggest accolade in European football you could have. He's gone and won the Champions League with City. He would never, ever have got that at Villa.
Mm.
Ever. It doesn't matter how long he played, no matter how dedicated he is. He's a top player, top dedicated professional, and he's going to win one of the biggest prizes in football by making that move. And Harry Kane, I do believe, if now is his last chance to move on, I think he would regret it if he didn't. I think now, if Real Madrid, with Benzema leaving to go for money in Saudi Arabia, I think this is his chance to go to a proper top side. And if he went to United, to be fair, at least he's trying. But I just think if Real Madrid do come in for him, he'll win trophies there. Get some trophies to his name because they're a quality outfit. I think they've just signed Bellingham, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I
mean, let's not talk about
that. I mean, Liverpool were looking on nailed, weren't they, at Christmas time after the World Cup and that?
Some very notable and trustworthy sources were saying he was going to Liverpool. I obviously we didn't make Champions League. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. He's gone to Madrid. I don't think McAllister's in the same league as him. It's just we'll see. But I'm gutted. I really wanted Jude Bellingham to come to Liverpool.
He's top drawer.
Yeah,
and I will openly admit, I had a bit of a laugh when Birmingham retired his shirt. And I think with the rest of the football fans around the country, but he's bloody top drawer. He is top drawer. Just a quick one. We've got Connor on. Hello. I didn't see all the comments coming through there. Jordan, yes, boys, up the Blaze. We'll touch on that a little bit later. Dream Team Professor, the anticipation is killing me. A nice one here. Cheers for all your hard work this season, lads. Fantastic listening each week and been a pleasure chatting Dream Team with you all. Cheers, Prof. Obviously, we've loved having you as part of the community as well. Top lad. Mark McKee. Kane's going nowhere. I'm telling you, mate, he needs to get to Madrid. Get some sun cream on, Kane. Get over to Madrid, mate. I'm telling you. Kieran Ryan, Spurs are too selfish to sell. I think they'll make him stay another year and go on a free. You'd like to think not. I mean, you'd think Levi would want to take some money in for him, wouldn't he? Bit of a tight horse is Levi, isn't he?
Mm.
We'll see.
Without Kane, though, that side is... Yeah, I don't know what I'd do if I was Levy.
What about Kane to Newcastle? That's a possibility.
Champions League.
Champions League football, it could happen. And just Mark the Key and is Maddison coming to join him? At Spurs, that is.
Oh yeah.
I
Looks
know
like
there's been
it
whispers.
sounds like it's going to the Toon, but we don't know yet.
What money are they talking? Because obviously Tillemans has just left on the free.
Yeah.
Has he gone to Villa?
Yeah, unbelievably, yeah, because he's been waiting for like 2 or 3 years to run his contract down because he's been touted for Arsenal, Liverpool, and then he goes to Villa. So
Yeah.
it's confused with that transfer.
Well, I think he would have made it to a top side if he wasn't so injury prone.
Yeah.
That's the only thing holding him back from one of the top 4.
I don't think he's got the stamina to play in a top side. He's got the quality, but you can see him lagging in matches. He's just like knackered. He just doesn't look fit. He needs to get proper fit to be a top player. He's got the quality on the ball, but like nowadays you've got to be very fit player, haven't you, to play in the Premier League at the top side. I don't think he's got it. I mean, he'll score wonder goals. He's a legend for Leicester for scoring that goal in the FA Cup final, but he's just missing that fitness, I think, to be a top player.
Do you think that a lot of the Leicester side were missing a lot of the fitness this year? You didn't see that same drive behind any of the players, to be fair. And it weren't just Tillemans, and obviously he's a little bit of one of the players where he wanted out, and you could smell that probably anyway. So he's easier to get on top of. But I think from much of the first 11, they just because that is a team littered with quality. I just never got it, and I think when they went on that first bad run, they should have got rid of Rodgers, and then they had that little flurry, didn't they? Of a nice load of results, and I think that's what relegated you, because that was like a false dawn. A false dawn.
I think he ruined it by saying we need to freshen it up in the summer when we lost to Forest in the FA Cup in a year in January last season, and basically pissed all the players off. And then when it got to they told him there was going to be money available, so it's a bit of a shit show all over. So once they got to August, then they said, "Oh, we want to," because they want to try and get into Europe, and with UEFA being so stringent with the FFP, Leicester's decided not to spend any money in the first part of the season, and it just buckled the team. Like he basically pissed the whole team off. And they didn't want to play for him anymore. Yeah. So if he didn't have said that in January, he basically said they all need shipping out. He needs a new squad and that. Because he thought he was going to get a new team, and then when it comes to July and he's not getting a new team, he's got to stick with the players he's got. You could see him moaning all the way through July and August during the transfer window. Yeah. And then Fofana decided to leave as well. Then that's when they had to buy Fas. And that's the only player they bought, and it just wasn't enough. They needed to freshen it up. So
Then Schmeichel would go. I mean, that was a strange one. Yeah. Schmeichel, you get after what you said, Ben. I think maybe Schmeichel saw it coming.
Well, Schmeichel was on the Monday Night Football when Leicester played in April, and he was talking to Carragher and Neville, and he was like, "I've got unfinished business at Leicester." Basically, he was forced out the door because Rodgers wanted him out. And Rodgers was saying back in April, the season before, I've got 2 number ones at Leicester. I've got Ward and I've got Schmeichel. And Ward had never played in the first team. I think he made his debut at the end during April of the season before against Watford or something, because he said, I've got 2 number ones. So you just looking back, reading between the lines, he wanted him out. But Ward's awful. I don't know what he's seen in Ward. Honestly.
Ward he was at Liverpool for a few years. He was rubbish.
Yeah.
What I get from Kasper Schmeichel was a big voice in that dressing room. He's a big personality. You could tell what Schmeichel brought to that team. And whether Rodgers just didn't like it, did he not like the fact that he was a big voice or a big personality. Do you know what I mean? So, some managers can be like that, can't they? They want their voice to be the only voice, kind of thing. So,
Rodgers, go on.
No, just saying it was the clashing because of that.
Yeah.
Maybe if that's true that he was like kind of forced out, because Schmeichel leaving was just a weird one. It was a weird one.
Yeah, sounds like he wants to come back when he was on that Monday Night Football on Sky Sports. So I don't know what's going to happen this summer.
How long was he there?
11 years.
11. I mean, he's got a love for Leicester. That's a proper bond. That's not something like you just go. Yeah.
So much with them.
It's not even like the timing. Like it just didn't. It was just nothing. He were going on to France. Is it for Nantes or Nice?
Yeah, Nice. Yeah,
Nice. It was just a weird move. Like I never understood it at the time, but obviously now you've said a little bit about Rodgers and stuff like that. But then Leicester have struggled, and they've struggled with keeping clean sheets. They've struggled with conceding goals. It's not because of the goal scoring ability that they've gone down. It's because of the back end, and whether that's through the goalkeeper or the centre halves, they've just not been able to do it. Keep the ball out of the net.
We've got so many injury-prone players as well. It's just like you got Ricardo Pereira. 2-3 years ago, he was one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League when he was fit.
Yeah,
he's been in and out for 3 years now, and they offered him a new contract last year, and he's took that. He's a class player, but he can't play more than 2 or 3 games in a row. You've got James Justin's been out for like nearly a year. What's his name? Johnny Evans. He's just come back, but then he'll get a little injury and go back out again.
Yeah, plays 12 games a season, doesn't he?
They've just offered him a new contract. His contract runs out in the season.
Unbelievable.
I think because they've realised they need an old head about, because they had Wes Morgan and they gave him a new contract just to be in the squad. They had Christian Fuchs. They kept him for another year just to keep him because he's an old head. There's loads of injury-prone players, like you say. Tillemann's injury-prone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conker said, "Does Ben think you will keep Barnes?"
Don't have a clue. It's been linked with moves away. I don't blame him if he does move, but maybe because he's a local lad, he might stay and try and get us back up.
Is he a Leicester fan?
Well, his dad's from Leicester. His dad was a professional footballer. His dad played for Burnley, and then he was born in Burnley. But he actually grew up in Leicester. When his dad's Paul Barnes, he was a striker back in the 90s, and then once he finished his career, he moved back to Leicester, and then Barnes moved back. Obviously, grew up back in Leicester. Harvey Barnes grew back up in Leicester, so he is a Leicester fan. He's just born in Burnley. Look at Haaland. He was born in Leeds when he was playing. What were you saying, James?
Don't mention the B word. We don't want another championship Burnley rant, do we?
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Baz Bestos has said Leicester should try and get Keller from Liverpool.
He's a fantastic backup keeper, but I think I've heard he wants to move on. I think he'd be a fantastic buy. I do. But he's been out injured a lot this season. He's done brilliantly when he's come in. He's the best backup keeper we've had in years by miles, and fucking carry us. And fucking some of the keepers we've had as backups over the years have been shocking. I'd like him to stay, but can understand if he wants to move on.
Yeah. What about obviously just touching on the Barnes, Kim Ryan saying surely Barnes goals, he's too good for the Championship. And just whilst you two discuss that, just have a quick piss. I'll be back.
Right, yeah. Go on, James.
I was going to say, I don't know. It sounds like Barnes might stay, but Dewsbury Hall's he's been a decent in a poor side, hasn't he? So I wonder if he'll hang around.
He's had a poor season this season,
You
really,
think so?
compared to the season before. I think he'd be good in the championship, though. And I could see him being a captain, potentially.
Yeah.
As a local lad. But he did have a loan spell at Luton a few seasons ago, and they're in the Premier League now. So maybe I could see them going in for him.
Yeah.
But would he move to Luton? I don't know. If I was him, and I'm thinking like he is, because he's a Leicester lad, I'd stay and see how we go in the Championship, try and get the team back up.
Yeah.
We are a bigger club than Luton. I mean,
there's no doubt about that.
he could always move on the season after if he has a good season. He can move on in January if it's going tits up. But yeah, definitely. I wouldn't move. I think he'll be all right. Barnesy, I don't know. He's very. He looks like he's not doing anything all game, but he's got a good goal scoring record this year. He's got double figures. But where could you see Barnes going?
I don't know. The trouble is, he's not consistent enough, is he? Some games, you think, fucking hell, there's a real player there, and other times he just goes missing. I think he's definitely got potential. He's still young, isn't he? How old is he?
Oh, I don't know, 23, something like that. I'll have to go check that.
Here I am.
Yeah. Should we go through the season awards then?
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right, where are we?
All right.
First up, go on, James.
Manager of the Season award. So, in third, we have Tony, who finished 49th.
Third?
Third, yes.
Bollocks.
Yeah, because Aman finished in second. Finished in second place with a 41st place overall finish. And in number one spot, we have Tom Brindley, who may have finished even higher if he hadn't been hacked. So,
yeah, fair play. Well played, Tom.
Well done, Tom.
Yeah, well done.
I think you had quite a hell of a lot of teams up there as well. I'm not too sure how many top 100, but you had a great season. So, yeah, fair play, Tom. Really good season.
I have to clarify, this is the Patreon members.
Yeah. This is the manager of the season for the Patreon members. Yes, a third place for me. Oh, better than kicking balls, isn't it? Right, Ben. On to the next one.
Yeah, most improved manager. I think I've mentioned this a few times in the Discord. Lee Hooper, definitely. You have won this, mate. I think you struggled a lot last year, and you wasn't doing too well. But this year, I've seen you in a lot of mini leagues, big ones, winning some big prizes. So I have to say, you've gone from conference to Premier League, like unbelievable, mate. Well done. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Obviously, we voted it. James, what's that out to there?
Oh, we do the next one.
No, do you want to add out to the Lee Hooper with the most improved?
Oh no, well no, I totally agree. Lee's totally upped his game. He had a really good start to the season, and he's cut out some of the. I think he's learned a lot from last year, where he was making impulsive moves. Just going, fuck, I'm going to put him in, and then regretting it almost immediately. I think he's taken a step back, and he's been a bit more patient this year, and it makes a hell of a difference. When one bad transfer in is two transfers down the toilet. That's the way I always look at it. And once you've done that, you're screwed. You could end up being stuck with a crap player. So he's totally turned his game around. Well done, Lee.
Yep, definitely. Completely agree. All I've seen are the top leagues that have been paying out in the mini leagues and stuff like that. I can see Lee Hooper's name everywhere. And I think that tells its own story. I think from last year, like you said, just making these mistakes and being frustrated with himself. And I think he's just showed a bit of discipline this year. He's still had his moments, but he's the improvement is unbelievable. So into a top manager, you do that year on year, you're going to start threatening that top 10. So yeah, fair play, Lee. Well played, man. Right, James, next one.
In the moaniest manager award category, we have Lee Hooper. Ben came up with these categories, by the way. I just want to clarify.
Who won? Sorry, is that Lee Hooper again?
It was Lee Hooper, yeah. I see we've got some fighting talk in the comments. Aman and Connor are vying for that number one spot next year.
Yeah, Aman. I'm going for the manager of the season next time. What's this? Not if I get there first, Aman.
Fighting talk, that is.
Go on,
fighting talk by Connor.
Stephen Holt has joined the stream.
Welcome, Stephen.
Oh. Hello. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Stephen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
I was I nearly joined one of your podcasts a few minutes ago, so apologies that I cancelled last minute.
Yeah, not a problem, mate. It's nice to have you on. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks. I've spent the day kind of I'm in charge of a few mini leagues and also a few that you're probably familiar with. However, I noticed that the Dream Team Tonic wasn't one of them, and I already came fourth.
Where are you? You're in one of the leagues. Are you in Pack League?
Yeah, the second chance kind of league, but
you're in the second chance.
That's it. Yeah.
You finished seventh.
Yeah, I came seventh, but yeah. But yeah, no, did really well, to be fair. I've got a league of my own, which I won it. It's kind of embarrassing to win your own league. However, I've kind of delved into the Dream Team world outside of what I've done for the last 20 years. The Dream Team rating with Gary, Chris Packard, and so I've spent most of the day sort of,
counting your winnings.
I didn't want to say that, but paying out a little bit. But it's been a good year, I have to say. But it's been fantastic this year, to be fair. But I love it. I do. I've spent most of this afternoon trying to figure out maybe what I could do differently in our leagues.
Yeah.
Because I think what I'm trying to do is, how can I make it interesting for everyone?
Yeah, a little bit different.
You probably do the same, because what I would say is, it's difficult to give interest to everyone, because I take it very seriously, and I understand the game. The concept of price rises and you need to understand the fact that Thursday night, someone's going to go up 0.3, or they're going to go down 0.3. You know, that all these little things that after a season will make the difference ultimately. So, but I've got 50 people in my league that don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case,
If that's the case, Stephen,
and I
can
know
you give me the link? Where do I join?
you guys understand, and I do listen to your podcast. It's very, very good. And I'm in Gary Fisher's group, and they have a full understanding of how the game works, and it's become quite competitive, and I love it. I love it to bits. But what I'm trying to do is introduce that into my league.
Don't introduce that into your league, mate. You just keep winning it every year.
I don't want to. I really don't. The most competitive thing about my league is my family. The rest just do it for a bit of fun.
Right.
But I'm still trying to introduce this, the actual concept. I know it changes every year, and I said a couple of things today about what I would do. I don't know what your thoughts are, guys, but I mean, you one of you came. I looked before. You were really, really close to throughout the year, throughout the season. You weren't a million miles off.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Tony.
That was me.
Tony had a good chance of winning it this year.
Yeah, you got to take a chance. So.
You were always in amongst it. I always looked at your team. I did. I always looked at your team, and towards the end, it looked a little bit too similar to mine. And I thought, well, how can I get closer to this guy? How? It was impossible.
Yeah, it's tricky as well when you get towards the end of the year and teams all start to look similar, don't they?
Yeah.
But
so
yeah,
how can we make this game better? So, what? Can you hear me at the moment? Sorry, if I'm.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Stephen. About making it better. I think there's obviously everyone's quite switched on. Everyone who listens to the podcast, like you say, there's a few groups. There's Dream Team Professor, there's Dream Team Rating, and there's other things going on. You want to keep the knowledge to yourself, especially in one of your family leagues. I wouldn't be inviting that knowledge in there because that might be your holiday money each year. I don't know, but that's up to you. How do we make the game better? How do we make the game better, Ben?
How do we make the game better?
Yeah,
we're going to be coming on to that later in the pod, aren't we? Got a few suggestions from our Discord.
Yeah, we have. We have Stephen. Stephen, are you there, mate? Right, It's been cracking to have you on, mate. We're just going to plough through the rest of the pod now. Are you on the live chat? If you have any questions, just stick them in there, please, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been lovely to hear from you. All right, cheers, pal.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Stephen.
Ta-da. Bye.
I feel all talk sport there. Honestly, I do. I do. I'm reading Mike McKee's comments, and I'm like, that's funny as fuck. Just anyway, right. On with the awards. Right, that's where I am now.
The next one was a unanimous decision, I think.
Oh God, yeah, it was unanimous. This, wasn't it? we love this bloke. Love this bloke. My missus is half Scottish. She won't admit it, but she is. She says because she's born in England, she's fully English. I said, your mum's Scottish. You've got Scottish heritage. She denies it to this day. I don't know if it's because of this bloke, but the funniest manager in the Patreon is Baz Bestos. And I think, like I say, it's unanimous. I love reading his comments. I love reading his little stories. They're brilliant. Ben?
Yeah, without doubt. Especially the story about when he went to Munich with was it Rafe Rovers? He went with the team to travel to Rafe Rovers to play Bayern Munich in Europe. He was a kid. He was literally there in the dressing room and that. It's unbelievable. I'll have to get him on to tell the story.
Yeah, we need to get Baz on. He's been on once, hasn't he?
Yep, he's been on once. We'll
He was very sensible that evening.
Yeah, well, I gave him a pre-match talk because if we had the potty mouth award as well, he probably would have been a
He's a top ball. There you go. The Bayern trip was amazing, lads. He's listening. There you are, Baz. The funniest manager of the year award goes to you, mate. Top lad. Right, and a special mention, because I think he's feeling a little bit left out, is to the Patreon Cup winner. Because we've had a manager of the season, but our Patreon Cup winner was Aman Tatler. Top manager, great finish. I'd say second. His top side were 41st. They had a really good year again. I think he's solid every single season, is Aman. Sometimes I'm thinking just have them balls and go for it. But it's great to have you in the Discord, mate. You're a fountain of knowledge. You always give your opinion, and you're very well articulated with your opinion as well. So
yeah, there's a fantastic blog as well, doesn't he? Posts every week.
He does. He's over at Fancy Football Geek. Really good stuff. We're going to try and steal him and get him over onto Tonic, but we'll have a word with him about that. Brilliant season, man. Right, over onto the off the Discord and onto. We just have a quick discussion on some actual player awards and just how we felt the season's gone and just to delve into our minds a little bit of football chat. Ben, an alternative player of the season, somebody who might not tickle everyone's fancy, but somebody who has done enough to earn that accolade.
I have to. There's two players in mind, but I think I have to go with Kieran Trippier. Just unbelievable season he's had. He's been right at the top of the scores all the way through the season. He dropped off a little bit at the end, but he's been so reliable. 31-7 ratings. God, how many assists was he at now? Ridiculous. He didn't have that. I tell you the truth, he didn't have a lot of assists, did he? But a lot of clean sheets. And a lot of star mans. So, yeah, he's been a fantastic player this season for me. What do you think, James?
I think, Ben, that you've given me a bum steer with these categories because I asked you what alternative player of the season was, and you said unsung hero.
Yeah, he is a unsung hero because he could have gone for Haaland or something like that.
Well, I've gone completely random with my name because I was thinking he's an unsung hero who doesn't get enough credit, and shall I tell you who I picked then?
Yeah,
I went for Granit Xhaka because he's turned his career around.
Good shout.
And it took me ages to think of that because I was thinking he's an unsung hero. Anyway, Granit Xhaka is my pick in that category, and he's gone from zero to hero, and now he's leaving Arsenal.
Yeah,
I hear. So, which is an
it's a cracking shout. That he's gone to Leverkusen. Is it
something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's signed a pre-contract with Leverkusen. He's had a great year for Arsenal, and obviously for Arsenal fans and for themselves, it's a shame it ended the way it did. But yeah, he's had a great season. I think I went down more them lines as well, and I've gone for Lewis Dunk. And that's a really strange pick because he's a centre half. He's playing for a team that they've not finished up in the top four. I just think for him to do what he's doing at Brighton now, after their transition to one of the top sides in the Premier League, and he's been there since day dot. Basically, he's been all the way through with them, Lewis Dunk. He still keeps his place in that side. Week in, week out, he's brilliant. I think he's very unfortunate not to have an England cap.
Do you know what's happened today?
Go on.
He's had to pull out the England squad today. Must be injured again. He was in the squad for the England games this next weekend.
That's just unlucky, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, Lewis Dunk?
Yeah, he's pulled out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
At his age, yeah. But yeah, I just think over the course of the season and the great season that Brighton have had, it's built on a lot of solidity at the back. He is an absolute rock. Great centre half. So, yeah, dunk for me.
Shout that, yeah. Sorry, I did your pick then.
Yeah. Do you know what I said? Oh, he didn't have many assists. He had 10 in the end, and 8-star mans.
And just someone as well who give a big up is Gundogan, because I think he has made City tick most of the season, and without some of his contributions, I don't think they did have done what they've done, and he's been unbelievable. I swear to God, if they let him go on a free this season, why are they not giving him another 2-year contract? He's got legs.
He was everywhere last night.
Yeah. If they let him go on a free, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, I understand if they're going to want to start blooding Phillips in. They pay big money for Phillips, or they're going to want to start blooding him in and passing Gundogan on. But if Arsenal do come in for Gundogan, they'll have a hell of a signing for 2 years, especially to replace Saka as well.
Can I just point out, on the last pod, I said Gundogan's the sort of player that is a good buy, because he's the sort of player that steps up in big games. And since he did that pod, he's been immense. But I didn't bring him into any of my sides, so there you go.
He has been immense. Like I said, them goals in the cup final, and then his performance in the Champions League final as well. He's a big game player. Very good.
In my best team, and as soon as he got them 2 goals in that final of the FA Cup, like my team went poof, straight over. I was in contention in a few mini leagues then, so I was hoping for a couple more goals in the Champions League final, but it didn't come.
Yeah, I hedged my bets. I went in my first team. I went Gundogan. Second team, I went Silva. Then Silva died off, and obviously Gundogan did the business. But yeah. Right, Ben, best signing of the season.
Best signing of the season. Well, this is a bit boring. I think it's obvious that it's Haaland for me. Unbelievable signing. Can't really argue with that, unless you've got a better one.
No, I had Haaland.
I put down Haaland's the obvious choice, but I'm going to.
You didn't fucking say Nunes.
Nunes, no. Actually, no, I'm joking. Casemiro is
Oh yeah, shout.
I like that. No, I like that.
Transform that Man United side when he's not sent off, of course.
Yeah.
But no, I think Casemiro deserves a shout. Haaland would be the obvious pick, of course. Yeah.
No, I like that, Joe. Yeah, definitely. I went for Haaland. So
I said that through gritted teeth. Did you notice?
Right. Conca Grisia. Casemiro, sign of the season. City would have won the league without Haaland. So,
thanks, Connor.
I mean, would they have? Possibly, because they already had Alvarez, didn't they? So they might have done. Bas Bestos. Paulinho.
Yeah, good shout.
That's his sky head there thinking there with these tackles.
With tackle bonus.
Tackle bonus.
That's it. 1 second, dog's barking there. He wants to go out. His live pods are not all cracked up to me, are they? 1 second.
So, should
So
we
we
go?
do-
Yeah, do flop of the season.
Oh, got to be Raheem Sterling, hasn't it?
Yeah, good shout.
Or
Flop of the
Mudryk.
season. Flop
Gotta
of
be
the
Chelsea.
season.
Chelsea player. Got to be high on the list.
Flop of the season.
One of mine's in my zombie team. This one's in my zombie team, and I picked him at the start of the season in a lot of teams. Jesse Lingard, get out of town.
Oh, God. He's off to the fucking MLS now or something like that. Like,
Is he?
What a bag of shit he's been. Terrible.
I think for flop of the season, and this isn't my anti-Liverpool I've been on.
No way.
Honestly, it's got to be Nunes.
Hey,
It has to be Nunes because of the price paid. I, honestly, James, don't get me wrong, because we could be sat here next season saying he's been the player of the year. Because I do believe he's talented, but he has flopped the season.
that's
no
harsh.
doubt.
That. He's only 19.
It's not harsh. He's awful.
A bloody Dream Team Professor and Basbestos chipping in as well. I'm not liking this.
Honestly, I just think for the money that we paid for him, you'd expect him to be instant goals.
He's unplayable on his day, literally.
Oh, he is. He is. No, but I'm sure he'll turn it around. But yeah, this season he's been awful. Yeah.
Are you forgetting all those lovely backheel goals and some of those barnstorming runs he makes? I mean, he's only 19. Give the lad a break. He'll come good, yeah.
Is he 19? I thought he was about 26.
No.
Can't be 19. Surely not.
He's not 19. He's about 22, is he? Hold
You're
on.
not 19.
We're all there.
He's 23. He's 23.
Oh, there we go. He's not bloody 19.
I like the
23.
Calvin Phillips shout from Basbestos.
That's what they all say in South America, isn't it?
What?
That's I'm 19. Anyway, right. Most improved player. Ben.
Let me pull it up. I've got it on my phone. I forgot. Most improved player. Well, I've got two. So, Ollie Watkins, I think, has been unbelievable the second half of the season for Villa.
Good shout. Good shout.
But also Marcus Rashford, where he's been so good a few years ago. Then he did nothing last year, and then he's come back again, and he's been unbelievable this year. So, yeah, it's close between them two for me.
Yeah. James.
Connor's gonna cream himself over this one, but I've gone for Miggy Almiron, who had a real purple patch of the season. None of us thought he would keep it up. He did, and then he reverted back to type. But then I think Miggy Almiron and also Madison as well. I think had a great season. He carried that Leicester side for a few, for certain parts of the season. So that would be
he fucking dropped him through trapdoor.
I don't think he's improved this season.
You don't think so? Well, it's goal scoring pretty good.
Trapdoor, didn't he?
I think he's just been steady because he's a good player anyway. But like he was a lot better last year, definitely.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You know better than me. Yeah.
No, I had down Joe Linton. I think he's turned into some sort of beast.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I don't even know. They paid big money for him, didn't they? Early doors, about 40 million as a striker. He absolutely flopped. He comes back and gets reignited as a midfielder, and then turns into this goal scoring midfielder. He's been unbelievable this season, Joe Linton. Even off the back of like Bruno Guimaraes, who's been amazing for Newcastle. But when you look at a player that's like gone from nothing to something, I think Joe Linton's up there, as well as I like the Rashford shout as well, Ben, because I think he's massively improved this season. But yeah, there's some really good players that have just built on a maybe a nothing season. Odegaard for Arsenal is probably another good shout. Somebody who's gone on to bigger and better things, has become more of an integral part of a team. Yeah, there are a few shouts there, but Joe Linton is probably my number one.
Is that Harry K9 in the background?
Yeah, he's off again. Yeah, he's a dick. 1 second.
Shall we have a look at the funniest moment of the season?
There we go.
Yes.
So, what do you think, James?
Well, if you'll bear with me for a second, this might give you a little clue to what my answer is. The funniest moment of the season surely has to be match of the day when somebody taped that phone behind the sofa and it was playing the sex noises. Fucking hell, that was hilarious. It was so funny.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Paul Ince and Danny Murphy, they were looking at each other thinking, who's fucking left their phone on? And oh, mate, that was fucking classic. Classic.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Ben?
Mine has to be pretty recently. I think it was Spurs away at Liverpool. And Klopp ran up to the fourth official, shouting in his face, "Yeah, that!" And then he walked off and he's pulled his hamstring and he's limping.
I missed that.
That was hilarious.
That was actually quite funny. It's slightly embarrassing as well, actually, but yeah.
Typical Klopp.
That'd been funny. I missed that one. He's barking at the window at me now, the little shit. Anyway, my funniest one of the season. In fact, it included dogs, but it was something that couldn't go out on air. I misread the funniest moment of the season. I thought we were on the pod, and it's something that I don't think it actually went out to listeners. It made me chuckle. I think it made you guys chuckle. It didn't make my dog chuckle, but we can't repeat it.
Not the Chinese takeaway.
It was a Chinese takeaway.
Oh, God. Yeah, we don't talk about
that. Yeah, so I misread the question, but funniest moment of the season. I like to probably ping back to Alex Ferguson when he said that City will never win the league in his lifetime. It's nice to see him win the treble within his lifetime as well. That's the funniest moment for me. Anyway, end of season stats, lads. Do you know some interesting stuff going on here? Oh, actually, we missed all the slides here. Oh, there we go. End of season stats. A few different things there. So, Starman Awards. Would you expect Bruno Fernandes to be sat at the top of that with 12?
He's always had the potential, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put my money on that at the start of the season, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
When he first came to the Premier League, he was on fire, weren't he? And I think he was like up there. And then he had a quiet season, and then he's come back hot again this year. So, yeah.
Have you not noticed he's always hit form when Ronaldo's pissed off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never ever works. Ronaldo and Fernandes doesn't work, does it?
10-7 ratings more than anybody else. That's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah. What about third place, though? These stats, by the way, were taken before the Champions League final. So Rodri,
Rodri was star man.
he was high up last year as well, wasn't he? With the 7+ ratings.
Yeah.
And he scored a few more goals last year, if I remember correctly. And we were like, you can't put a defensive midfielder in. Yeah, it's an interesting one, that.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of defensive midfielders doing well this year. I don't know. Like you said,
Casemiro.
yeah, Casemiro, Xhaka.
But to be fair to the Casemiro one, like with the 8-star man awards, I think a lot of them because he's actually been scoring quite a few. So yeah, kind of. If he doesn't score, I don't think he's getting them star man awards. He's scored more than what people would probably expect him to.
He's got 7 goals this year and 6 assists.
Which probably accounts for 7 of them 8-star mans, I would get.
It's decent, isn't it?
13 yellow cards, 2 reds.
Yeah, he's had a cracking year, and he like you say, in some stages he's been great having your team in little batches. But you've had to pick him right, Casemiro, because you could have put him in just before his red card when he was suspended for like the next 3-4 games. Then you're frustrated, aren't you?
Haaland only got 9-star mans. That's amazing, that.
But
I mean,
he can go like half the game and not touch the ball, and then he'll just bang it in the back of the net. He's one of those, isn't he?
Yeah, and De Bruyne has stopped. De Bruyne has taken 9 off him, obviously, because they're playing the same team. So only one of them can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Aman's just said on chat, Kane used to be the star man magnet. Where is he? He's not even in the top 5. I mean, and we could go as far as saying Salah as well. Where's Salah? Kane, Salah. I mean, we know about De Bruyne, Fernandes, obviously they have that. And then Haaland probably expected because of the amount of goals he scores. But Casemiro and Odegaard holding out.
Kane's on 8 as well, but obviously can't fit him on the top 5. So, but yeah, he's usually on double figures, isn't he, for the season?
Definitely. Yeah, especially being he's the main man at Spurs, isn't he?
32 goals this year. That's amazing.
He's done so good in a poor team. On to the 7 ratings. Obviously, like you say, you got Fernandes there, who's 10 ahead of anybody. A surprising second, Rashford. Like you say, that shows the improvement in his game. 35 7 ratings. It's not bad, is it? Beating De Bruyne at 33. Trippier, brilliant on 31. Great season for Trippier. Plenty of clean sheets. He's been unreal. Any surprise omissions from there, Ben?
Well, not really. I can't think off the top of my head, but I've pulled up FF stuff to see the rest of the team. You've got Harry Kane's just under there. Jack Grealish is on there as well because he's just a 7 magnet, isn't he? He's got 37s. Harry Kane's got 37s. Who else we got? Erling Haaland's on 29. Casemiro's on 28. So, yeah. Saka, 27. Salah on 26. Martinelli. Trent's up there. So he's had a poor season and he's still got 24/7 ratings. Solly March is the next one on the list. He's ticked 24.
But we're still looking at half the amount of Fernandes at that point.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Fernandes, fair play. Obviously picked his game up.
He was my differential for this last month for Fernandes because a lot of people went City block midfield and I decided to stay with Fernandes and it helped me out a little bit because he scored in the last 2 games.
Yeah, there's a penalty in the cup final, didn't he? And
Yeah,
scored previous game.
I think he got 18 points or something like that over the massive game week 36.
Yeah, the extended game week 36.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top scorer. I don't think there's any surprise. Probably expected it beforehand as well. Erling Haaland on 432 points. In second, Rashford, 301 points. I don't think we had quite expected that. But then in third, Harry Kane, 289. Fourth, Bruno on 283. And fifth, Salah on 275. I think that's the first time in like 4 seasons. Excuse me. First time in 4 seasons, I think Salah's dropped out of the top 3 for points scored. Whether that's down to Liverpool's overall performance or just himself, I think they are missing Mane. They're missing a little bit of balance up top. I'm sure that'll be addressed in the summer. Sorry, and they'll come back a different animal. Liverpool, I'm pretty sure. Next got popular player. Obviously, we know all the popular players because we all own them. We've got top goal scorers: Haaland on 36, Harry Kane 30, Ivan Toney, who likes to bet against Brentford not winning, on 20, Mo Salah 19, Callum Wilson, who had a great season as well. Just a big up for Callum Wilson, 18 goals. Top assists, it's never usually any doubt who's at top of this. It's De Bruyne, 18 assists. Trossard, excuse me, again. It's bloody cough. Trossard on 13 assists, which is a cracking output for the season. One more than his teammate Saka on 12. Salah with a nice return on 12. And Trent there on 11, which is pretty impressive for a defender. Most cards, probably not interested in that, but most clean sheets, 17 for De Gea.
Who would have predicted
that,
that? Who would have predicted that at the start of the season? To be fair, De Gea did. It was. I think I put him in for nearly all my sides fairly early on. But after the first couple of games, when everyone's taking the piss out of Man U for bringing in a 5'9" centre back, and after that first game or the first couple of games, and everyone was like, "Oh, Man United are crap," you know. And Ten Hag turned that round, didn't he? But you wouldn't have bet on that at the beginning of the season. I don't think many people would have predicted United getting the most clean sheets, but they don't. They had to play it that way because there's not a huge amount of goals in that side. You've only got Rashford and Fernandes, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Casemiro, the old one, but not enough goals in that side, so they have to keep it tight. I think United could be just as tight next year. It'd be interesting to see if De Gea stays or not. I would expect to see big improvements from Liverpool in the defensive side if we get some decent holding midfielders. Wonder if Newcastle will. I don't see them changing radically in terms of clean sheets, so that'll be interesting. Brentford with I'd see David Raya got 12 clean sheets. Some debate over whether he'll be there next year. I know he's been linked to United. I think he'd be a good shout, actually.
I only pay 170 million for him because we've got a 25% sell-on clause. Just pay the money for him, and then we can improve our team. But he's the top keeper, David Raya. It's we would never have expected United keepers to be sat at the top of that list. Obviously, Edison or Ortega, nowhere to be seen. Alisson, even after the year Liverpool have had, he sat there on 14 clean sheets. Same as Pope. And Ramsdale obviously had a good year for Arsenal. Really impressed with him. I slated him in the past, so I had a bit of an apology this year, because he's really impressed me. Which is good. But obviously, David Raya with a cheeky, weren't he? 12 clean sheets.
Pipes could have easily won that if he carried on the form they did in the first half of the season, Newcastle. I don't know what happened. They kept conceding one goal in the second half of the season.
Yeah, they did. They looked a bit shakier in the second half, didn't they? I think that just comes down to pressure. They're at the business end. I don't think a lot of them players are used to that being fighting where they were as well for Champions League places, and I don't know. I just think they're a little bit of a wobble there, but they didn't quite wobble because they did enough just to still win games and tick along. Most goals scored, 94 for City, 88 for Arsenal, 75 for Liverpool, who again, we're saying like Liverpool had a crap season, but yet we've got Alisson on 14 clean sheets. We've got 75 goals throughout the squad. They're still, in Dream Team purposes, they've still had a decent year. It's been on and off them at the right times and stuff like that, but still a decent one. Brighton, 72 goals, which I don't think anyone would predict that. That's a hell of a lot of goals for Brighton. And Spurs, 70. That probably includes 68 Kane goals. Obviously, they're in for clean sheets, the cards. Right. Suggestions for improvements for next season from the Patreon. We'll have a run through these. Just a quick run. Are we going to discuss them or?
Yeah, we'll
have a quick go through
them, discuss them. Add any thoughts?
So Conkers on the point system, give midfielders, defenders more way for points and sort the ratings. Yeah, they'd be great, wouldn't it? We need to make the choice of goalkeepers and mids and defenders. They need to be more attractive, don't they? Especially like say maybe an extra point for goal scoring. I think we've touched on that one, haven't we, Ben?
Yeah.
But that extra point.
Yeah. Extra point for midfielder, extra 2 for defender, I think. And definitely sort the ratings out because the Conference League needs sorting out big time. That's 2 years now where the ratings have been a bit scandalous, really. They need to get someone to come in and do the ratings for every competition.
Yeah. I mean, if you're listening, Dream Team, I'll come and do your ratings for the Conference League if you want. No problem. But yeah, the ratings, they need sorting, don't they, James?
The whole conference thing is a piss take, in my opinion. They've got to sort it out.
Either include it or just get rid of it. You know what I mean?
It's pointless. It's actually embarrassing, I think. I mean, everyone stays on a 6 rating till the end of the game or near the end of the game, unless they score, and then they fiddle about with it manually by the looks of it. They say that they've got this other company in to do it. Well, doesn't look like they have really. They need to sort their shit out. Basically, it's a joke. People have lost. It puts you off putting in the likes of Gerard Bowen when he's in Europe. You know, if he was not going to get a rating for having a decent performance, it's not right. It's not right.
Yeah, it's completely put me off putting the West Ham players in. So yeah, completely agree with that. Interesting one here from Andy Barnett. Clean sheet points split for both halves. 2 points for 45 minutes clean sheet, and a further 3 points if the clean sheet remains by the end of the match. I like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ben?
I'm not so sure. A bit confusing for me.
A bit confusing for Dream Team, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit confusing for Dream Team. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like the idea, but so what happens if a player goes off after 75 minutes and he's getting 3 points for just playing 20 minutes in the second half? I don't know how you're going to work it out.
Yeah. It could get tricky. It'd be nice though, wouldn't it, James? But it'd never be able to please, would it?
No, it'd be too difficult to. And don't forget that they want to appeal to the masses. I think a little change like that would be a bit too in favour of the likes of us, who would be, there's certain sides that always concede in the last. They'll keep a clean sheet in the first half. They'll always concede in the second half. I mean, we would be targeting those players, whereas your average player would be like, what the fuck's all this about? They wouldn't. Yeah. They still need to keep the more casual players engaged. So I think that's a little bit too niche for me.
Doesn't Telegraph do that, where you have like a part clean sheet points if they come off the bench and stuff?
Is it like, I think FPL do, if you're there at 60 minutes, then you get your clean sheet bonus added on. And if you come off at 65 minutes and then they concede afterwards, you don't lose your points. I don't think in Telegraph. I think if you came on the pitch at 30 minutes and your team kept a clean sheet, I don't think you get anything.
All right.
In FPL, you get a point for playing 60 minutes. You only get the clean sheet if they've played 60 minutes.
Yeah. And I think that's the same in Telegraph. You have to play 60 minutes, but from the start. So yeah, it's a little bit harsh. What about revert back to 3 or 4 players max from one club and stop the boring blocks and predictable end of the seasons where everyone has virtually the same team? Obviously, everyone ended on the full City team, more or less. Discussions.
I personally don't like this. I'm actually in a mini league now with where you can only have 3 players from one team, and I ended up on the last game of the season for the Champions League final having the same players as the team above me in first. So I had Mahrez, Haaland, and De Bruyne, and he had the same players. So literally, it was a nothing game for me. So I couldn't win because he had the same players as me. So I don't personally like that rule, but that used to be. I think Dream Team you only used to be allowed to pick 2 players from each team, didn't you? Before about 7 years ago. So
we've discussed this one before, and I think a way to sort of achieve what Walmart Statham's trying to say is to limit the number of players from European teams. So you have to pick players that aren't in Europe. I think that would open up the player pool massively, and I think that would be a way of achieving the different teams that people want to see. So that's a bit. I haven't heard anyone else suggest that, but I've given it a lot of thought, and I think that would be the way to go. So Tony, I was just saying, way to get the player is to say limit the number of players from European sides. That you could, if you could only have 6 from European sides, you could have all Man City if you want to, but you might want to mix it up. I think that would, if you had to pick players from non-European sides, had a certain amount or limit on the number of European playing sides, then I think that would increase the player pool.
Yeah, I think it's one that's discussed a lot, and I see both angles of it, but I also think that I don't know whether Ben just said this, if you have a 3-player limit, you end up with the same 3 players from that team.
Yeah. That's what I just said.
So it monopolizes it even more. It's strange. I know. So what I'm probably thinking from your suggestion, James, is that you say, well, not 3 players from a team, from European teams. And I think that will probably open it up a little bit more,
Yeah.
If you could say I have 6 players from European teams, or whether that's 6 Man City or 2 United, 4 City, whatever it might be. Yeah, that probably open it up more, because if you if you do it to 3 per team, it's the same 3 players from each team that everybody puts in.
Yeah, because Tony, we're in a mini league, aren't we, with the free player rule?
Yeah,
and you had to go different because I was second, and the guy in first has the same Man City 3 players. So you went Alvarez, didn't you?
I had to go Alvarez because and it nearly cost me 3rd place. I ended up finishing 3rd, but I think was it. I think the last game, or was that a different league? No, that was Zombie League, weren't it? We had De Bruyne versus Mahrez, something like that.
Yeah,
and De Bruyne went off injured.
Yeah,
fucking hell, that's a stroke of luck. Because I didn't have De Bruyne. But I don't think it helps. I know what people are itching for, and I just don't think that helps. Again, the pricing can usually help, but if you're going to alter the prices of players due to form and stuff, you can manipulate around it that way and probably end up with a full City block anyway. So,
yeah.
Ben.
I was just going to say, this season we pretty much ended up with just Man City players and maybe some West Ham players, but usually we have Liverpool, Chelsea, City in the last 4 of the Champions League, so we have more options. So this year it's gone a bit boring because everyone knows City the players to pick. But other seasons we've had more teams in the last 4 competitions. We had United in the Europa League final as well, didn't we? A few seasons ago. So we have had more options before. It's just this year it's gone a bit bland because we only had City really, and maybe Bowen, Ben Rama. That's about it. But with the Conference League being so iffy with the ratings, people have shied away from picking them players.
Yeah, I agree. Right. Oz has been on. The assist rule is that it's not given if there's a touch from the defender. So change that. And I agree with this.
I agree. Yeah,
that touch from the defender, touching it,
especially when it's just you can't even see it, and it just skimmed his shorts or something.
So I mean, and it's only for 2 points because we couldn't complain about the assist only being 2 points. So
should be 3 points that as well.
Yeah. Let's hopefully they do something about that. From Gaz, an unused transfer to roll over into your next month's thing. I mean,
that's my vote.
Yeah, I'm going to say, James, you'd have profiteered out of this. I think there's some weeks where you were just saying, I'm just burning 3 transfers this month again.
I know. I would love that because then you could. It'd be like having a mini wild card, wouldn't it? I don't do the punties. I don't do too many punts. So I quite often have players transfers left over at the end of the month, and sometimes you're like, I'll punt on somebody just to use it. But I guess my vote that one because that would make it play into my hands the way I play the game. Quite nicely. Yeah,
definitely. Ben, you like that one?
Yeah, definitely. Reminds me a bit of Sky. I suppose Telegraph's similar. Saving your transfers for later in the season for the extra games. Yeah. If you could do that, especially when teams have got double game weeks coming up later on in the season, I'd really like that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. But again, got to be able to police it. It's we'll not put too much strain on that Dream Team server. Twed with a different view. So basically, no offense, but all these suggestions just drag the game towards other formats, and you don't like them personally. Best change for me could be no lockouts after players have played, and which would enable games in midweek. could swing massively either way. A Hattie and 28 points, or a blank and a wasted transfer, possibly 2 if went straight back out. There's a little bit of Twed. You said about dragging it towards other games and then giving an example of the Telegraph. Because in between games, I don't know if you play the Telegraph, mate. And if that is what you want, I suggest, honestly, get involved in it because it's a great game. So what they do is that after the end of each game, your player becomes back available for a transfer. You can only make 5 transfers a week. But yeah, so it's like you say, you could have Haaland score a hattie on the morning game, but you could transfer him out and put Harry Kane in for the evening game, and you can get your points. So you've just got to have a look into that, definitely. I finished 7th this year.
Well done.
Yeah, it's like
Well done, Tony.
third-
You need to drop that in there somewhere.
third loser, really, isn't it? Because I didn't get out for it.
Our man came 9th, didn't he, in Telegraph?
Yeah, I'm on my 9th as well. Yeah. So the Discord doing well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ammon's a top all round player anyway. But yeah. So Twed. Yeah. No lockouts would be nice. We know how much Dream Teams struggle with stuff like that, like trying to time lockouts and stuff like that. Telegraph are pretty good at it, to be fair. I don't think there's ones they've let me down where I can't make a change. But yeah, would you like to see that involved in the Dream Team, James?
Well, the problem with that for me is that if you can make transfers between the games like in Telegraph, you then have to analyze the fixtures for sometimes like up to like crazy things. Like I've seen 5-4 and 5-for-1s. If you transfer the player out in the morning, he's got another game, and the way the fixtures fall and stuff like that, it means a hell of a lot more planning. If you want to do well, you've got to sit there and analyze that fixture chicken to death. So it means it's a lot more planning's involved. And if you're short on time, or if you're hungover, no names mentioned, it can be a nightmare. So that's why I stopped playing Telegraph, because I didn't have the time to do those those block transfers where you're trying to get all those extra fixtures in, and all that planning. It doesn't work for me. I can see what I mean. I do think it's good in a way, but for my personal circumstances, being a borderline alcoholic is probably not good. I'm only joking. I'm the only one that drinks soft drinks.
I'm sat here there, I'm like 12 tin. And he's the same borderline alcoholic.
Yeah, I don't think people will have heard me slurring my words on a pod like some other people.
Next to me, that. Did I cut all that out? Matt Woolley, I know I've apologised quite a few times, mate. Yeah. But it's the end of the season. I apologise again, mate. That was an emotional podcast. Yeah, we get what you're saying, James. It does extend the amount of fixtures you have to plan for, definitely, and how far in advance you turn the game into something else. I'm good. Keep a save point for me. I know we're all in agreement with that. I think we've touched on that a few times. As for any feedback, I've really enjoyed more guests being on the pod, which we always enjoy getting to know the community, having somebody on and getting to know where they've come from, what they're doing. Hopefully I can get on next season. I think Scott was plans beyond the pod. Not long ago, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
My missus decided to throw herself down the stairs and break her ankle, which was a little bit unfortunate. But you'll be on, whether it's not in pre-season, it'll definitely be within the new season, Scott. So,
Yeah. Runner up,
supporters, mate.
Runner up in the Patreon Cup as well, wasn't he, Scott?
He was. I'm unbeaten. Yeah, we love the Patreon Cup. Everyone loves a cup competition, don't they? Do you remember? I don't know whether you remember.
Oh, Tony.
What?
You want to start talking about your team?
What's up? Because you're laughing. You're laughing, but I scored the most points out of anybody.
You win a war?
And I never won 1 point in my group stage. Fuming. Aman, Scott, I'm coming for you. There we go.
This time next year, you'll be champion.
I will be. Yes. Yeah. Right. Baz Bestos. We always love a suggestion from Baz Bestos. It could be absolutely crazy. I've not read it yet. Right. A suggestion I would have would be to go a little bit more in depth on differentials. I know you already do the poll on players under a certain percentage owned, but maybe a suggestion could be every week. You pick a player for the next 4 weeks with a bit more context around why you feel he might be a good shoot, and maybe comparing to a highly owned player who you think he could outscore. Like, for example, if you think Son could be a good shout to the replacement for Saka, and there's a 65% difference in ownership, will you give your reasons why?
Great shout. We're going to do this. I think we've agreed we're going to do this, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant shout.
Next season. Yeah.
So yeah, it's nailed in for next season, that Baz. So yeah, it's a really good shout. So the differential leagues will be dropped. I think us three, and then whoever is the guest at the time, whether that's Fergie or one of the patrons, whether that's Connor. Well, I mean, we're going to have loads of people on throughout the season. So whoever's on at that time when we're choosing the differential, they'll get the job to pick them one themselves, give a reason why, and then hopefully it comes off for a few people that take a punt. But yeah, it's a great shout, Baz. Nice one for the suggestion. We're all in agreement. That's a top shout. So yeah, cheers. There's all our teams. It's the leagues now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to go into the final standings. James, do you want to have a read through of the Dream Team Tonic Cash League Final 10 for 2023, man?
Yeah. Some big money riding on this one. What's the top prize in this one? It's quite a lot, isn't it? I forget now. Anyway, I'll read it out.
It was
about
that. I think, was it 650, 550?
So
you read it out.
In 10th, we have Lee Hooper. 9th, Jamie Curry. 8th, Tom Brinley. 7th, Ben Lee.
Hey.
6th, Tom Brinley. 5th, Stephen Williams. 4th, Tom Brinley. 3rd, Anthony Sutcliffe.
Hey!
2nd, Tom Brinley. And hopefully someone who will be getting on the pod next year, if he'll be willing to join us, would be Simon Davies. Well done, Simon. You won the top prize. It was
of £550.
Top player, isn't he?
Oh,
he's always up there.
Always.
Team finished 7th overall.
Shame he's a Blackburn Rovers fan, but there you go.
Is he?
I think he is, isn't he?
No, I'm sure he's Liverpool.
Oh, okay. I'm confusing him with someone else.
We'll have to argue over him. We'll get him on pod and argue over him. Yeah, £550 for top prize. Honestly, Simon, he was so close to them top prizes. He had so many teams up there as well, probably 2 or 3 teams watching him throughout the season. Top manager, so unlucky. He deserved them top prizes. definitely. He went different throughout. He always took risks. Every time I seen his team, he was always doing something a little bit different, and hence why he stayed up there so long. As well as with the United defence, probably just that clean sheet for City just did everybody that last day. So,
Yeah, and me.
So unlucky, Simon. As Aman said, there we go. We've had it. Aman knows his stuff. Simon Davis is a Liverpool fan.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Alan.
There you go. Nice to update us. But yeah, really well done, mate. Worthy winner. Trophy and money will be winging its way to you. Just another shout to everybody who's on that list. If you've not DM'd me your bank details, get them across to the Dream Team at Dream Team Tonic account on Twitter, just so I can make sure your prizes are paid out to you. To be fair, Tom Brindley's took most of the prizes, so there's not that many. There's not that many bank accounts that you need to send to me, but yeah, again, well, we've already said about Brindley. He's had a great season, so fair play to you as well, mate. The Second Chance League. I'll have a read of this. In 9th, we had Phil Russo and Tom Brindley. In 8th, Lee Hooper. 7th, Stephen Holt, who made a surprise appearance earlier on, which were nice. In 6th, Lee Hooper. 5th, Andrew Tweddle. Excuse me. 4th, Jamie Curry. In 3rd, Ben Lee.
Whee. This
And
team
enjoy-
come out of nowhere.
He did flew up, didn't it? 85 points last week. Stole 3rd place. Like
It was
coming from the
top,
back.
it was top before that Man City clean sheet of the weekend.
Oof.
Mm.
The top 2, Andrew Tweddle.
Well
Nice
done.
little Brucey bonus for you, mate. That probably softens the blow of Middlesbrough not getting up. But hey, we're all in the same boat, aren't we, Ben? We're all in Championship this year.
Yeah. Championship podcast next year.
Yep, that's it. We're sorting it. Twed, you'll be on here with us. And hopefully by next season, if Liverpool keep diving south, they'll be in Championship with us next season. Unless they sell Darwin Núñez. Anyway, the DT Tonic Patron League. Just first up with the Patron League, because this isn't the Patron Cash League. This is a bit different.
Yeah.
The T-shirt prizes have changed to mugs because we can't. when people win, we don't know what size they are, and we've only got a limited availability of shirts. So we've decided we're changing the price to a mug because that's a one size fits all. And you probably get more use out of it anyway. So yeah, if you was promised a T-shirt, you're getting a mug. There you are. So Ben, trying to read out of this, mate.
Yeah. 10th place, we got Brad Roberts. 9th place, Stephen Broughton. 8th place, Tony Sutcliffe. 7th place, Wayne Foster Crouch. 6th place, Jake Bevan. 5th place, Mark McKee.
You got
4th
yourself a pen.
place, Lee Uting.
You got yourself a pen.
3rd place, Aman Tatler.
You got yourself a mug.
2nd place, John Mellier.
You got yourself a mug and 40 quid.
And top of the shop, Tom Brindley, Flower Pot Man.
You got yourself 60 quid and a trophy.
Happy days.
Come on. So there's the table sorted. There is one more table that we need to have a read through, I guess. Is the top 10 of the whole thing. In 10th, Christopher Hatton. 9th, Darren Chapman. Joint 7th, Simon Davis and Mark Winnell. 6th, Harry Carr. Excuse me, my COVID's getting worse. In 5th, Odo Wagner. In 4th, Martin Powell. 3rd, Mark Arkrasa. 2nd, Carl Watts. And the winner of Dream Team 2023, Andrew Cadman. Really well played, mate.
Well played, Andrew.
Enjoy that cash. I hope it changes your life for the better, because it is a life-changing sum of money.
Yeah, £75,000. Well done.
All the best, mate. If you do listen to the pod, we'd like to have you on, whether that's in pre-season or at some point in the season. So if you could just drop us a line at Dream Team Tonic on Twitter, or at the email chichio817@gmail.com. If you could just get in touch with us, we'd love to have you on, or have a chat about how you did it. But yeah, fair play. Really, really well played, mate. And unlucky to the people that were just outside, because it's a long season. It's so hard to get yourself in that position, and you've got to take risks. You've got to do things a little bit different. Yeah, you need a little bit of luck along the way. Excuse me. Right.
Here's a little stat for you, lads.
Excuse me.
Apologies for Bob Fleming has joined the pod.
Fleming.
Honestly.
So the last 3 out of 5 winners of Dream Team. Get this right. The last 3 out of 5 winners of Dream Team have been called Andrew. So if your name's Andrew, get yourself in Dream Team next season. So we've had Andrew Cadman this season, Andrew Ferguson 2 years ago, and Andrew Carr 5 years ago.
Wow.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That's
just
unreal.
looking back on FF stuff, like they've got the previous winners on there. So that's quite surprising to see that.
I'm going to change my lad's name to Andrew, and he's going to have a do. No, but it's funny. So it's only took me 12 years, right? 12 years to convince my missus that football is the way to go. She hated, when we got together, she hated football. She hated me being the little hooligan I was, and she just hated all the the drama around football. But since my little lad started playing football, and since he started just falling in love with the game, my missus has slowly fallen in love with it as well. So now she's a City fan, and she sat there in her City shirt last night, watching City win the Champions League. But not just that, she wants to do the Dream Team next year.
Oh no!
And she even said she'll listen to the pod. I said, no, don't do that. I said, I'll give you info. Don't have to listen to that. I'll slag you off on you. But seriously, she's doing the Dream Team next year. She's doing the Dream Team, and she's doing FPL. And she watches football every weekend. So now I don't have any arguments whatsoever with her. So when it comes to Saturday dinner time, I put TV on. What's on? Well, the early game, obviously. Football. She's not bothered. Who's playing? Is what she says now. No, well, I thought we were going to go out for a walk.
What's that last comment that's just appeared in the comment section, Tony?
Yeah. Hey. Hey, and it's true. She is. She says she enjoys watching City play. Fair enough. It's
Who
only
got
like
her
all
a
the...
City shirt though?
Well, I got her, didn't I? She asked for one though.
I think this is your way of getting her to leave you alone when you're doing your transfers and that.
And I get to watch all my City players play.
Happy days, mate. Happy days.
But she's proper involved now. Now she wants her own Dream Team. All right, well, fair enough. I said, you got 10 chances to win it. I said I'll even update your team on pod. I won't be making any transfers for her, though.
Is she going to join the Patreon next year?
Well, yeah. I mean, she should, shouldn't she? If she's getting free info. But yeah, definitely glory hunting. But to be fair, all the United fans that live around me, for the last like 25, 30 years, that's all they ever did. It's just there's a new generation of City fans coming through.
Yeah.
We all love a bit of oil money, says Con. I tell you what, them United fans aren't complaining, are they, when the Saudis are bidding 6.5 billion for them? It's true. Anyway, right. Go on, sorry. I've got off on a
Tony,
tangent.
I reckon you should tell us the story of you going to watch Malaga on your stag do.
Fuck. Oh, honestly.
I'm not sure you remember it, Willie.
No, I do. I remember it well, actually. So we get to the bar where we're all going, and the coach is picking us up. Spider, top man, gives us our season tickets. We're off. Like, yes, we're off to the Malaga game with me and my dad shirted up and ready to go. And we meet this guy called Garth, who's also a fellow Rovers fan. Don't you met him, Ben?
Yeah, I know Garth, yeah.
Yeah, really nice guy. So he took us across the road to this like big pub that's across the road. I don't know, you probably know it, won't you, Ben?
Yeah, near the church.
Yeah, in that church, yeah. So we're in there having a few pints. And then I think it gets towards the time where the coach is coming and we both need a piss. So me and my dad have gone for a piss. Garth said he's waiting outside and we've gone for a piss. I've come out first and then Garth's not there.
Oh,
and
no.
I've walked down the front and I can't see anybody. I'm like, shit, where's everyone gone? So I'm not phoned to Spider saying, where are you? Where's everyone gone? Like, where's the coach? Anyway, he says, we're down such a street. I said, Spider, I'm in Ben Medina, mate. I have no idea where I am. Like, you need to, you telling me a street name, that's not going to mean anything to me. He's like, right, hold on, Tony. I'll ping you my address. I'll ping you our location. And if you can get here within 2 minutes, then you'll be able to get on the coach. I'm like, right. So he pings me across on WhatsApp his location. And all I remember is running down this back alley in Ben Medina. I'm just sprinting. And next thing you know, I come out at the end of it and there's just this coach there. And I've like got on and they've all been like, yeah, he's here. Like, he's got on. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I've got on this coach. God knows what happened to my dad. Honestly.
I can't believe you left your dad.
No, he said the same. So I get to Malaga and we go to the game. We won 2-0. It were all brilliant. At the end of the game, I'm with all these Spaniards. I was just sat with a load of Spaniards. I'm like, I don't even know where I'm going. Like, how am I even getting home here? I couldn't find anybody. And I just heard somebody speak some English, and I've gone across to him, and he was a Cockney. And he's gone, all right, mate. And I've gone, I don't know where I am. I need to get back to... He's like, yeah, I know a coach, don't worry. And he said, stand there, don't move, I'm going for a piss. He said, I'm coming back. He said, I'll look after you, I'll get you back on coach. Like, top man. Anyway, he got me back on coach. He got me back to Ben Medina. How I got back from that bar, because I had a few pictures in there, I was wasted, absolutely wasted. I come back from that bar, back to the hotel. I turned up at like 2 a.m. into the thing, kicked the hotel door open. I said to my dad, like, where the fuck have you been? And he just looked at me and he was just like, you absolute bastard. And I'm like, what? What have I done to you? And he, honestly, he's still on about it now. He's fuming. You left me, he says. I said, they left me. But yeah. And then he lost his season ticket.
It's all Garth's fault then.
Oh,
He took you from the bar. You shouldn't have followed him. Should have
Yeah.
stayed with Spider.
Yeah, Garth's fault. When I see him next time, because we're going back there next year, when I see him next time, I'm going to say to Garth, look, mate, you've got a lot to answer for here. Spider was sending me nasty messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your dad going to go next year, Tony, after that?
No, he's banned. At least I got my season ticket back to the bar.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, they lost the season ticket.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it isn't. But then there was only one home game left. I'm hoping the damage was limited. But it's not just that. I just like my dad. What the fuck?
I think it was because it gets discount next year on the new season ticket if you use your season ticket every game.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, he didn't even use it, did he? Oh, shit.
That's why he was like freezing.
But then, honestly, if Spider, if you're listening, if anyone's listening, I'd have paid the difference. So if it cost him like €60 on the discount, I'd pay it, honestly, just to make things right. Because I didn't want any of that. My dad just getting pissed and staying in toilets. But yeah, I was sat there with this little trilby on, this city-coloured trilby, in the middle of the Spanish fans, going, "Who's Malaga? Who's Malaga? Who's Malaga?" That's me. Loved it.
Where were all the Geary Army then? Did you not go in their end?
Yeah, I was there, mate.
See, you just didn't. They all left and left you there in the stadium.
Well, I think they were like further down in front of me because I don't know. I just walked into the stadium, and then I had my picture taken in front of all the flags and that. I went to the bar beforehand. Do you know we got bottles and that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did all that, and there was some guy I was talking to. Can't remember his name, but he was a really nice chap. I had my picture with him, and then yeah, when I got into ground, I was just in between all Spaniards.
And you was shit faced, probably.
Yeah, but they love me though. They love me. It was only a couple of days previous. I was talking to some Sevilla fan because they were watching them play Juventus in a bar, and he was saying that Sevilla and Malaga hate each other.
Yeah.
And they were like, "All right." Well, I said, "Well, I'm a Malaga fan," and he's talking to me in Spanish. I'm like, right. Why? Where's Sevilla? I like thinking Sevilla are nowhere near here. They're not, are they?
It's like 2 hours away, but it's basically, like you got Lancashire and Yorkshire. Malaga used to be the capital of Andalusia. I'll give you all a history lesson here. So, Malaga used to be the capital of Andalusia. Andalusia is massive. It's bigger than the UK, Andalusia.
Yeah.
But that's the county where Malaga is, province, and basically Sevilla became the capital. So then, Malaga hate them, and it's like 2 hours away, basically. But it's the closest rival. Maybe Granada. Granada's a close one, but Granada's been really poor, and then they started being good again now lately. But then Malaga went poor, so they've never really played each other.
So they keep just swapping levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Malaga fan anyway. I loved it. Honestly, I love that game. I love the atmosphere. I loved everything about it. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I just ashamed about the ending. That my dad didn't turn up for one.
Yeah.
And then that the lost season ticket. But I'm sure I'll sort it out.
I can't believe you didn't look for him.
What, for my dad?
Yeah.
If I'd looked for my dad, I'd never got on the coach myself.
I would have just got a taxi. Got your dad and got a taxi.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I mean, that's probably why you're fuming.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm here. I'm in Malaga, and I'm watching a Malaga game.
Yeah, you wanted to go, definitely. I could tell.
Oh,
but I would not have left that pub that Garth decided to take you to. I would have stayed in our Benza bar, with all the other lads.
Yeah, we should have done because we could have just walked up with them to the coach as well. But yeah. Next time, mate.
He proper stitched you up there.
Yeah, he did. Next time, then, you're going to have to take us because you have to smooth it out with Spider.
Yeah.
Why Spider don't hit me? No, they're all good, though. Really good. Enjoyed it. Right, anyway, that was the dissection. The differential league ended. It ended on a really good note. Didn't it, James? Go on.
Oh, you want me to read it out?
Yeah, who finished last?
So it's a weird one, really, because I think everybody, apart from maybe myself, has been top at some point this year. In fact, the community were top not that long ago. but they finished in last position with 122 points. Fergie was top a few weeks ago, a month or so ago, and he finished second from bottom with 135. Then you've got myself in third spot with 141. Ben had 144, and this year's differential league, last ever differential league, I might add, winner is Tony with 160.
Jetting and Ciso. Yeah, happy days.
Yes, that was some pick, eh? And CISO 16 points.
Decent that. Decent.
Yeah.
A little bit of a differential, as they say.
Very differential.
Yeah, it was. It was a little bit out there, but it did the trick. Took the other line. But yeah, as Bestos said earlier, I think we'll be switching across to that format for the new year, for the new season. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up. Really exciting. Obviously, can't announce it yet, but we've got some really exciting sponsorship stuff coming up, and a massive shout out to Jordan Jackson, who's doing a hell of a lot behind the scenes for us as a brand and as a company. The Dream Team Tonic podcast hopefully is getting even bigger. We have a little bit of a rebrand, change of a logo. So that means anybody who's got a mug with this logo on, I mean, it better rare. It'll be worth a fortune in years.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got all sorts to look forward to in the new year. Obviously, we've got the leagues coming back. We're going to try and probably run 2 or 3 more different leagues with a different take on it, because I know there's a lot of leagues knocking around and it can get quite samey, same people in them. So we can try and mix that up a little bit. We do have the Patreon Cup for everyone who joins the Patreon. You automatically get an entry into the Patreon Cup, which is always fun. Unless you're me, because it can be quite harsh sometimes, and like you can not score any points even though you've been the better team, and it's just so upsetting. But yeah, there's that. There's the Patreon Cup. We do loads. There's loads to come.
Don't forget the Zombie League.
The Zombie League. Hey, I won the Zombie League, did I?
Yeah, you won it, mate.
Oh, you've only had Zombie Nation to play on here. I don't
Another YouTube strike.
You can't get us YouTube with this.
Yeah, they get bored again. But yeah, we'll have another Zombie League. We'll probably advertise it a bit sooner, get more people involved. And we are going to have a play around with the league formats and try and make it a little bit different. Maybe prizes throughout the season a little bit different, just to try and mix it up a little bit. So everybody who's listened this season, everybody who's supported us through the Patreon, we do appreciate it. Honestly, it means a lot to us. It's what keeps us doing this every Sunday. Yeah, and we'll come back with a bigger, better, and more streamlined format for your next season. A lot more live broadcasts, I think, as we've started doing recently. I think that is the way to go. So yeah, thank you very much. Ben, do you want to say a few words? Or
yeah, just thanks everyone for tuning in through the last few years, and like you said, all the patrons for supporting us means a lot. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you all again next season. What do you think,
definitely.
James?
Yeah, thanks to everyone who supported us this year. We will be looking at doing a free trial at some point for anyone who's not currently a patron. So if you're not sure whether you want to join us and you just want to give it a trial, we'll be advertising that. It will be for 2 weeks, probably in July, I think. Just come along, get on our Discord, see if you like it, and hopefully you'll see the benefits of all the top managers that we have in our Patreon. I mean, how many people have we got in the top 100? It's quite a few, isn't it? At least five people, I reckon, maybe 6. So there's some top managers.
5 top hundreds, I think.
Yeah, there's some top managers in our Discord. Everybody's obsessed with Dream Team. Some great characters in there. So if you're not already a member, when we kick off the new season, give the free trial a go and come and join us. We'd love to have you on board.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and all the current members will be having July for free, won't they? As we come into the pre-season, that'll be all free for all the current members.
Yep, definitely.
Cool.
Appreciate the support. It's been an emotional year. We go again next year, don't we? Some good planning. It's all down to planning. Get them first few months right, and you're right up there. There'll be going out. Yeah, just make sure you're following us at Dream Team Tonic on Twitter. A lot of the info just going out on there. We'll be trickling that out over the summer on what's to come. Adverts on what we're offering, and especially with the leagues and the cash leagues and stuff. It's been another successful year. So, lads, it's been a pleasure. It's been a season of change. Obviously, Rovers and Leicester will be in the same division. Liverpool will be vying for the Europa League. James is over in Venezuela. And I think we might be making a few trips to Coventry. Think of that what you will.
Consent to Coventry, boys.
I think we might be.
I heard that joke a lot when I lived there, so just thought I'd sneak that one in.
Center of the universe.
Center of the universe. But yeah, cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Cheers,
See you
everyone.
next season.